They provide you with an editor here, which gives you access to everything. And there's 4 main pages on it. And the first one has the bulk of the parameters for the synth. You can see you've got an oscillator section here. You've got the filters. You've got all 3 envelopes for amplitude, filter, and pitch, although these can actually do other things. You've got glide controls. You've got a mixer for the oscillators that also includes ring modulation. And some general voicing parameters let you select between poly and mono. Here you can see in unison, and you can hear. That's just one oscillator. I've got the 2 other ones shut off. If I throw it in unison, crank up the detune. So you've actually got a poly unison mode where it's triggering multiple oscillators but still in poly mode, or a mono mode where it's only triggering one voice at a time, but you can still hear multiple voices, and you can set how many voices. And here's where you select your waveforms right here, and you can pop this up. It gives you a little pop menu, and you can see there's a whole bunch of waveforms here. These are all different kinds of basic synthesizer waveforms from different synths. SH would be Roland, MG would be Moog, OB would be Oberheim, JX from Roland, and so forth. They're subtly different. You can actually see the waveform displayed. Some of them you hear more of a difference than others. The squares you can hear more of a difference than the saws. The ARP one really captures that 70s quasi-distorted thing. That's pretty boring because it's only one waveform, so let's get out of there. And we'll kick on a second oscillator over here by turning up the level. And maybe I'll go in and do the ARP square for that guy too. Here we go. And you can really get that. Let me take it down an octave. Okay, these are split by an octave. Maybe throw on a unison mode and mono mode and some glide and so all your basic parameters are here, so you can do quite a bit of synth programming right from this one page. And you've also got your patch mode here, where you can display patch names and edit them and store them and so forth. You've got a couple different kinds of filters here. You've got a standard 24 dB per octave low pass right there. You've also got 12 dB variations, band pass, which is more. We can crank the res up on that guy. Getting back to the low pass, it's kind of like a standard Moogish kind of thing. One thing that's really cool about the filter on this is people always complain about stair-stepping in digital filters where you don't have enough values to get a smooth sweep. This has what would appear to be 16,384 different values, if you can believe that. And you can hear it stepping when you twist the knob this way, but if you click on it, it'll actually give you a pop menu, and you can actually select any one of those values and click on it if you really just had to have 10,354 as your cutoff frequency. You've got a couple other pages right here. You've got an LFO page where you can select the LFOs. It's got 3 of them, and it's got another modulation LFO there, and an insert effect, which can be as you can see, EQ, compressor, auto distortion, or big crusher, which is a beautiful sound. There's also a mixer of sorts, an effects mixer here, and this sets your effects sends for the effects which are on the next page, which I'll get to in a second. You've got a master EQ here. You've got another EQ, and here are those effects I was talking about. You can hear the delay and echoes, and I believe it has a reverb in there as well. And a chorus, flanger, phaser delay, more standard modulation effects. And if we go to the aux page, this is what I was talking about, you can fine tune whatever effect it is, and you can see when you pop these up, the parameters change slightly depending on which effect is selected. And same thing here, the chorus, flanger, phaser, delay. Here we have the mod page, As you can see, it has 16 modulation sources and destinations. These can be, as you can see, a wide variety of sources, envelopes and keyboard and pitch wheels and so forth. And then you've got the destinations here, and you've got an amount control. So you've got 16 separate ones, which is kind of crazy overkill, but it's there if you need it. Amazingly, this particular patch that I'm working from has all of them utilized. All right, we've also got what they call performance controls, and these correspond to the front panel controls, the matrix that I was showing you earlier on the synth itself. So these are just an exact replication of that, and you can see if you move one of the controls, like take the filter cutoff for example, you can see that'll move right along with this knob, so you can get to those. So that's replicated to simplify things. Another feature I really wanted to show off was the arpeggiators. It's not just any virtual analog synth. There are a whole bunch of arpeggiation options, and they're so extensive that they go really way beyond your traditional arpeggiator and become part generators. And here we're in the multi-mode, and you can see like over here we're on a drum patch. This one's a drum patch, and then we have a bass line there. And we have up here so I'm playing with my right hand because that pattern number 8 vamping thing is on the chords on the right hand. What's real neat is that you can go and you can change the patterns. You hear the drums changing. And we can change the pattern here. My right hand sound. Let's try that. So here I'm just changing patterns. So that's a quick overview of the patterns and arpeggios, and you can see it's a great creative tool. You can make tons of music just flipping those guys around and changing patterns, and makes for a fantastic creative partner.